Good day, poker peeps. Sky with Smart Poker Study. In this video, I'm going to give you the single best strategy focus to use in every single session that you play. And you ready? How can I steal this pot? Now, I'm going to go into exactly why this is the single best strategy focus in just a little bit. But first, what is a strategy focus? A strategy focus helps you play with purpose to build your skills. The idea is that it's the one strategy you try to practice as many times as is profitable in this play session right now. Some different strategy focuses that I've talked about, and you've probably played with some of these focuses yourself. Playing the player is a great focus, knowing who you're targeting, how you can exploit each of them at the table. 3-bet bluffing is a great focus to win more pre-flop pots. C-betting and barrel bluffing as well. Testing different bet and raise sizes, both pre-flop and post-flop, and maybe even check-raise bluffing on flops and on turns. And then overbet bluffing on the flop, which I've talked about recently on YouTube and on the podcast. Now that you know what a strategy focus is, let's get to the 5 reasons why this, how can I steal this pot, is the number one best. Reason A is that those who steal more pots win more money. As you know, aggressive poker is winning poker, and when you're putting out those bets and raises, your opponents are forced to contend with them. They could call to see the next street or to see showdown, in which case, hopefully, you've got a great bluff going on or you have a value hand when you're betting. Or they could fold against your bet or raise, winning you the pot right now. So if you have top set on that ace-high board, or if you have pocket deuces on the ace-high board, when they fold, you win the pot, and that's always a good thing. Reason number 2 is that this is a useful strategy on every single street. You can ask that question, how can I steal this pot, both pre-flop and post-flop? Before open raising, you have 9 deuce offsuit. Oh, look at these blinds. How can I steal this pot right now from them? Somebody else open raise, you have jack 9 suited. Oh, how can I steal this pot? Will a 3-bet work? What size do I have to make it? Post-flop, you completely whiff as the pre-flop raiser. You've got a 10 high hand on an ace-king board. How can I steal this pot from this player? Maybe you defended out of the big blind. You checked. He just made a 1/3 pot bet. How can I steal this pot? Maybe I can check raise bluff him. So over and over again on every street when you do not have a value hand, you can ask and answer this question. It's going to help you find some good stealing opportunities. Now reason D, it keeps you focused on the situation that occurs most of the time. So you probably already know that whatever your pre-flop range is, you don't necessarily hit a value hand, not even half the time. Let's whip out Flopzilla Pro to take a look at this. So with Flopzilla Pro, let's imagine you're raising on the button with a 40% range. Well, this looks like kind of a standard, pretty decent range. You might be raising 35%, maybe 50%, whatever it is. But with this range, you only hit maybe mid-pair or better, kind of a small value hand, but mid-pair or better, only 33.8% of the time. That means 66.2% of the time, you're not going to hit a made hand, which means you're probably going to have to bluff to win the pot. And even if you think about this range hitting, the best draws, like flush draws and open-endeds, well, you still don't have a made hand right here. You still probably want to bluff and take down the pot. If you bet right now and they fold, that's good on you. If you bet and they call, you might hit the hand later or bluff on a second street. But still, even with the best draws, you're always happy taking it down right now. Now, reason quattro is that aggressive players get paid off by non-believers. Now, I'm sure you've been on the wrong side of this. You're up against a super loose aggressive player. You've seen him 3-bet 3 times in the past 2 rounds. He's c-bet and he barreled over and over again. He's not getting to showdown, but his aggression overall makes you think he's a loose aggressive player. He's probably bluffing a ton. So you get involved in a hand with him. You've got the king 10, king high flop after calling him pre-flop. You check call 3 streets and he turns over ace king. Maybe you were right to assume that he could have been bluffing that entire time, but you made that assumption based on his overall loose image. If you figure out more ways to steal pots, you're going to develop your own loose and aggressive image that you're going to be able to use to get paid off by those non-believing players. And the final reason, Z, it's way more fun playing aggressively than passively. Nobody really likes being a nit, waiting for pocket aces, waiting for top pair kinds of hands. It's so much more fun putting the screws to your opponents. You're the one open raising, 3-betting, squeezing, c-betting, check raising, probing, floating, all that jazz. You are the pain in your opponent's butt. And it's so much more fun doing that, winning pots along the way as well. Now it's time for you to take action and play with purpose. You're going to play with a stealing focus. On a little sticky note in front of you, like, a post-it note, write down, how can I steal this pot? Keep it in front of you as you play. Ask and answer this question at every opportunity when you do not have a made hand. When you hold a non-value hand pre-flop, you've got the queen nine suited, you're thinking about 3-betting. How can I steal this pot? What size is it going to take? Post-flop, when you whiff the flop, the turn, the river, you don't hit your draw, you don't hit a made hand, how can I steal this pot? Ask and answer that question over and over again at every opportunity. And if you think a bet or a raise can steal the pot right now, pull the trigger and do it. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching the video. Please go to the show notes page, smartpokerstudy.com/pod507 to help you take notes with this video and for some upcoming videos I have planned related around this topic of stealing pots. I'll see you there.